Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Hey guys, in today's video we will be having an
Hello,
AMA
everyone.
session with
Hey,
Gui.
guys.
In today's video we will be having an
Hello,
AMA
everyone.
session with Gui.
Hey, guys.
There's feedback right there. I'm really sorry for that. Anyway, I will be introducing the developer of Icons of Theia. His name is Gui, and he will be talking about his their upcoming game, which is for my opinion. In my opinion, it's really awesome for me, and I'm really excited for this upcoming NFT game, which is Icons of Theia. So we will be asking, or we will be gathering questions from the community, and feel free to ask all of your questions, guys. Guy will answer all of them.
It will be my pleasure. Thanks, Dalarin, for having me today. Yeah, it's my pleasure to introduce myself and Icons of Theia to the community. I think, start right away introducing myself a little bit. As Dalarin mentioned, I am one of the co-founders of Icons of Theia. I am actually like the CMO and like kind of like doing the whole like marketing stuff of the game, the promotion, plus the whole lore and like characters, the universe we are creating. I am one of the three co-founders in our team. I'm currently I live in South Korea, but I'm currently in Germany for the holidays. So it's right now like 2 p.m. here. And yeah, a little bit about myself. I work in the esports industry for many years. I work like close with games like League of Legends, Overwatch, Counter Strike, and I made like some business in the industry. I attended like a bunch of events, and since July of this year, me and co-founders, we developed a platform called Drapuff, which is a fantasy esports platform. We worked together on Drapuff for over 2 years, and in July of this year, we decided like no, we always love strategy games and turn-based games, and we had this dream of like creating a turn-based strategy game. And we are lucky enough that in July we started creating Icons of Theia, and we firmly believe that blockchain gaming is the future of the whole the gaming as a whole. So we are now proud to be created on the blockchain, so as an NFT game that enables the community to truly own the assets, and also obviously enables for the creation of a true decentralized autonomous community. So it's my pleasure to be here, and feel free to ask any questions you have, and it'll be my pleasure to reply them.
All right, thank you so much, Guy. And we are now waiting for questions from the community. And while we are waiting, I actually have a lot of, I mean, a couple or how many? 5 questions here while waiting for their question. First question would be, of course, all of the players are, want to ask this question too. It's actually regarding the Oracle system. So, are we having an Oracle system in the future?
Yeah, so the nature of our game, how it works, if the free to play and full asset ownership doesn't require that. We're gonna have an Oracle system for our chest system only. So pretty much we're gonna have a chest system where you can kind of open the chests and get some exclusive NFTs or skins. And that's gonna be through the Oracle system, but not the rest of the games. So far, that's the current plan. The good thing about plans, the good thing about that is that can change throughout the development. Our game is only gonna be fully released on Q4 next year. So based on the community feedback, which is always super important to us, we can change a little bit the planning towards around that.
All right, yeah, that's clear. One of the questions here that we have from the community: Hayabusa is actually asking if there's a burning mechanism on Icons of Theia.
Yes, and a very big one. So, as I mentioned, the game is a free-to-play game. So characters, you can acquire them like a bunch of characters, playable characters for free or at a very low cost. We're not gonna have like no instance such as on Axie where you need to spend hundreds of dollars to acquire the characters. You can play it for free, but we're gonna have like a crafting system called the sigil system where you can kind of enhance. Let's say if you like, I don't know, like if many of you are familiar with League of Legends, but League of Legends and other MOBAs, they have like a rune system which you equip on your characters in order to change a little bit in the game. So on IoT, we're gonna have a similar mechanic where you can craft like such as like we call the enchantments, which you equip on your characters, and that changes like your attack, your defense, your health, and other things. And that is through all burning or fungible token or essence of Theia token. That's one of the mechanisms. The second mechanisms is that we're gonna have the so-called embeds, which they affect your play to earn mechanics. So you're gonna be able like to, let's say, kind of decide yourself how you want to play to earn, which actually we like to call play and earn, because like a play having fun is crucial for us. So play and earn connect together. But throughout you crafting, let's say, your play and earn mechanics, the embed, you end up like burning the GT, the governance token. And that's like a very important and big burning mechanism that we're gonna have in the game. So basically, if you want to earn more, you need to turn and to burn tokens in return. So we create like this deflationary economy to our tokens. However, at the same time, we always know, and again, the good magic about like a project that we're still developing is that we are still planning, and based on feedback from advisors, investors, and community, we can always keep introducing everything to make sure we create a healthy community around an enjoyable and fun game.
Yes, that's very well said. Um, I just want to tell you something. This is actually my opinion regarding the NFT games right now, because it's really sad that my countryman has been rug pulled over and over again by these fake developers, and I know that you are not those kind of developers based on your portfolio, because I've been checking your LinkedIn and they are all legit. They are all legit for me. And one of your developer is from IGG, which is your designer. Is that correct?
Our lead artist or art director Fino, yeah, he has over 12 years of experience in game development, and he works for IGG for some time as well. Our co-founders, like my colleagues, Dylan and Kaustad, they were engineers at Amazon and Microsoft as well.
Mm-hmm.
And for
Yeah.
my part, I worked for 5-6 years in the esports industry around across several startups, several platforms as well.
Yeah, that's really nice because you know the feeling of being a player, you know,
Yeah.
because we are here to play to earn. Because our experience before as a gamer, we've been playing without being paid. So it's actually a good thing that you guys are coming to the NFT world, you know, to
Yeah.
have like a play to earn games. And another question here from Hayabusa again. He's actually asking how can we, how can you differentiate your game from other NFT games?
Excellent question, because that's what the whole core we have around Icons of Theia. What I can say is that, and I think that everyone can check the market currently, but most games, NFT games, blockchain games, are not actually enjoyable to play. They feel like as a chore. They feel like as a purely as a way to generate income, which is fine. Obviously, players now have all the freedom to play a game they want. It's just as our opinions that if a game is not enjoyable to play and is purely there for financial gain, it's not sustainable in the long term. if we have players entering a game only for for exclusively to generate income,
Mm-hmm.
it reaches a point where kind of income generation just reduces below a certain threshold, and people start leaving the game, and this game just like becomes not sustainable. So we are going for a very different approach here, where the game we're not gonna back like to the principle of gaming as a whole, where a game needs to be first and foremost enjoyable, fun, competitive, rewarding, and with a strong sense of community and accessibility behind that. So we want to make Icons of Theia first and foremost fun, enjoyable. I'm a big like civilization chess player, and you know it's fun to play. Like, you're playing for fun, you're having fun. That's like the things that makes like us as a gamer. Like, the whole principle of gaming. That's the reason why League of Legends and other games have been around for many years. Is that they are fun. So that's what like we are designing this game around it. And I can also follow up like because there's a lot of questions I see in the chat regarding pre-sale and stuff. But I think like I should keep this short for now. Like, we're designing this game to be fun first and foremost. And we are on the blockchain because we believe first that the games need to belong to the community, not to a game developer. So that's why we believe in the blockchain, because of the decentralized autonomous organization, the DAO, that kind of is gonna be shaping the fate of the game for years to come. And secondly, because I believe in full asset ownership. I play games such as like Diablo 3 like years ago,
Uh-huh.
where they have like the real money action house. And for me it was great because players really own their stuff and they're able to do whatever they want with them. But most games are not like that. I'm a big League of Legends player, and whatever I buy their skins, champions, they don't really belong to me. They belong to, Riot Games in this case. And you need to, there's such a license there, like, you just get a license to use the skin, the champion, but you don't own that. So
Yeah.
in this stance, I believe in full asset ownership. And that's one of the reasons we are making Icons of Theia on the blockchain.
Yeah, that's right. Here in the Philippines, they are addicted to Mobile Legends, and we know that they are not going to generate an income playing that game. They are only spending money on the skins, just like what you said in LOL or League of Legends. And yeah, a lot of I think I saw three here. They are asking about whales. How can you stop whales in intruding into your game or the token?
I think it's a good time to talk about our planned sales, like the NFT sales and the token sale. So first of all, I think the token sale, or actually the NFT sale. We're gonna have an NFT sale where we're gonna be selling the first like 7 characters to the game and the skins of them, which are gonna be actually fully cosmetic only, no in-game benefits. We hate pay to win. We're gonna be selling that in January, and we're gonna implement mechanisms that disable like whales to acquire like a bunch of them at once. We're probably gonna be selling through like stages, and there's gonna be big limitations on how many NFTs each wallet can acquire. We want to make sure that as many people as possible acquire the NFTs, the characters, the skins, because that's how we create a community. Like I just think it's no fun. It's just like counterproductive. It's just like against our values that one certain account or one certain wallet they hold hundreds of NFTs and just like use them as a way to generate quick profit. We are here in the long term, and we want to create a project that lasts for several years. So in creating this kind of like this mechanism that disable whales from acquiring NFTs in a big quantity, that's one of the biggest priorities. And the follow-up will be regarding the token sale. And we are not gonna have any public token sale. Why? Because for us, a public token sale, they attract only short-sighted investors, creating a short-sighted mindset. Like investors, these whales that go on the public sale and acquire like a bunch of tokens just to flip them over, create like a danger environment of a pump and dump, where it's very easy for that to happen, and we've seen that happen with many games. So instead, of having these whales that just are interested in short-term profit, we are working with strategic investors that they share our vision of longevity and long-term oriented project, which they're gonna be acquiring, like providing us with this vision, towards like helping marketing partnerships and game developing, among other assets. So we are being very cautious at selecting our private sale investors, because we want to make sure that we work only with people that are not going to be dumping the token in their very first opportunity. Because as you know very well, whatever a whale or a big investor they dump their tokens, who loses, the community, smaller investors that put $100, $200 maximum. The community in general always loses. The whales always win, and we don't want that to happen at all. So that's why we decided against public sale, among other concerns, including legal concerns as well. We are a company based in the United States, so we need to adhere, you need to follow SNC regulations, and we believe, the United States is such an important market, and we want to follow the law, let's say. And yeah, that's I think a good explanation about NFT and the token sale.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's really a nice explanation regarding those whales. And let me just try to. I hope they I hope they understand that explanation. And here's another question. This is a good one actually. What was the difference between having a skin in game and for those who are playing for free? Because this game is free to play, right?
Yeah.
Free to play and
Completely free to
play to earn.
Yeah.
So it means to
So
say even if they're not going to uh, buy NFTs, they will still earn. Or how are you going to explain that?
first, the characters are. We have 4 different NFTs in the game. First are the characters themselves. That you need 5 to play the game. It's a 5v5 game. Like, you control 5 characters, your opponent controls 5. They are free to play. Like, they are free, a lot of them. Some of them you acquire for a cheap price on the store, around like $5. Skins. I seen some questions here. There's no in-game advantage from holding skins. They are purely cosmeticals. Why is that? Because we believe that we want to make a healthy community that is invested in our game, in our universe, and we see skins having like a collectible value. Sorry. We're gonna be releasing skins with limited supply. So imagine like you having only 100 copies of a certain skin. It's a very rare one, and we
Mm-hmm.
sell them out to the community. And in 1 year, when we have like 1 million players, for example, it becomes a very rare item. Let's say, I think I like to compare that with Pokemon cards, which when I was a child, I loved to collect them. And the old ones, like they're 20 years old, they're pretty valuable these days. And having like a first edition Charizard to a normal Charizard, there is no advantage. They are the same card. In the game they are exactly the same. But obviously the first edition one is much more expensive because it's rare. There's much less of that. So that's kind of the approach we have towards it. And we want to make people invested on the game, on the universe, on the characters. So if you have your favorite character in the game, um, if you like this character a lot, big fan of this character, obviously you want to show off a little bit, appearance in the game a little different. So that's why we have the skins for that. The play to earn mechanisms are in our third and fourth NFTs, which are the sigils and the sigil forges. So as I explained a little bit earlier, you can craft sigils which you attach to a character, and the sigils they add a little bit just like runes League of Legends. You kind of you differentiate my character, a character from each other. So if I have one character, we have one called Tomo, for example, she's an assassin, and you are playing with your Tomo. Technically, it's the same character, same abilities, same thing. But
Mm-hmm.
throughout the sigils, which we the enchantments on the sigils, you can differentiate my Tomo from your Tomo. Add for example, I I want to add more attack to my Tomo. So I use like a sigil with attack. You want to add more defense to your Tomo. So you use a sigil like with enchantment with like a defense. And the play turn part is throughout another mechanic called the embeds, which you use governance token to craft your embed, and that's the one who increases your play turn capability. So you can level up your embeds. A level 1 embed is going to give you a certain amount of tokens of play turn capabilities, and a higher level embed obviously is going to give more tokens, more play turn benefits to players. But at a base core, characters are the same. There's no in-game differentiation based on the amount of money you spend. The skins are the same. And finally, to craft the sigils, you need to use something called a forge, a sigil forge, which you can always also buy from the store, and you can level up as well by crafting. And so everything you craft, the sigils you craft, you can also sell on our marketplace. So we have everything on our white paper and much more information there. I think Dalarin sent the link there. So feel free to check
Yeah.
the white paper for all informations on our different NFTs. I think it's a little complicated to explain right now, during this call, but all informations are there, and for any other questions, join our Discord or Telegram, and we're gonna be happy to answer you.
Yeah, very well said. I have another question here. Very interesting question,
That's
actually,
all.
for Norman Ramirez. He's actually asking if what would be the devs' plan to make sure the sustainability of the game.
Perfect question, because we are here to stay for years. First of all, the token release at TGE will only be by the time the game is releasing, full release of the game. So we are right now at searching, finalizing our private, token private sale. And we're gonna have an NFT sale next month. But the game itself is still in development. We're gonna have an alpha on early Q2 in April, beta around the summer, and the full release is gonna be only in October next year. And we're gonna only release the token in October next year. So that means by the time the game is getting out, the tokens release, and then the players can start playing the game and earn the tokens. And throughout our burning mechanisms and our economy, how the token allocation and unlock systems are working, we make sure that the supply of the tokens gradually increases over time. We're gonna have for the team, for example, we have the tokens for the team. They are locked for they're gonna be distributed throughout 5 years, for example. And most games, as you see, is 1 or 2. We're doing 5. Investors, very similar. Advisors, very similar. So we are gradually releasing little by little the tokens. That way, make sure that the game is not gonna burst after a few months. And other reason why we think we're gonna stay for a long time is because we believe we are creating a fun game. People are not only gonna play for the play to earn benefits. They're gonna be playing because they're really enjoying the game. And that's what we believe a game should be first and foremost. So, if most NFT games out there, they are just not fun. Sorry, if you guys play a lot of NFT games out there, but you can also write in the chat there. Most of them are not fun. So you're only playing for to generate income, which is again is fine, but you're not playing because you're passionate about the game. So that's why these games they're not sustainable after some months. They just crash. And I believe the next year, 2022, most games right now in the market, they're not gonna exist anymore. We see Crypto X, Crypto Y, Crypto everything, the name of these games. Most of them they're just point and click or auto battlers that are not fun to play. Most of them not gonna survive next year when better games are released. So we are hoping to be one of these better games where you're actually playing for fun. And that's, I think, the biggest reason why our game is gonna stand the test of time and be successful in the upcoming years, not only months, and kind of to fulfill our long-term vision to this project.
Yeah, that's actually true. Um, I know that the game will be like a long-term game because we know that you're a real developer, unlike other developers out there. And another question here: is it going to be like Tethan Arena. I think I will be able to explain this because I know the game already. I've been playing what do you call this? Final Fantasy Tactics. It's the same, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same with Final Fantasy Tactics. So guys, this game is like a chess game where you will be able to deploy your characters on those blocks like chess match. So that's going to be the game. I already explained this game on my previous content, and I already have a video of of Icons of Theia. So if you're not familiar with the game yet, you can go over or you can check my previous video about it. And also, hold on, let me check. I have an interesting question here. Will there be a cross-chain feature regarding to the game? This is one of my moderator in Discord. So, is there a cross-chain?
So the cross-chain, like multiple blockchains, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. For now, we're gonna release it on a one blockchain, which there's a question I'm gonna have to talk a little bit later about that. But one of our goals is that eventually we have like a cross-chain. We are on multiple blockchains. I think that's also the future of blockchain gaming. A game being available on multiple chains, not limited to one. But at the same time, we should be careful which the right partner we choose. So we're gonna make sure that we do our due diligences to make sure that we are choosing the right chains for our game. Like gas fees, I know like that's a big issue. So rest assured that everyone we're gonna work with are at very low gas fees, and also environmental concerns is like a very valid one. So we are gonna be working with chains that are carbon neutral to make sure that we are having fun, but we're not killing our planet at the same time.
Yeah, and another question: if there's a restriction on how many accounts per device, because Axie Infinity is actually banning some of the devices. I mean, some of the NFTs if they will use multiple accounts.
That's a very interesting concern. Honestly, we didn't reach that stage yet of development. That's more like something we're gonna decide throughout development as we see the shape of the market, and also from further feedback from investors, advisors, and community. But from my point right now, we're probably gonna restrict to yes, because we want to make a highly competitive game, and we always believe in first as well in competitive integrity. So there are always problems that can occur when players are owning several accounts. So that's something we are being very careful on that. But definitely, it's an excellent question, and we can definitely gonna be discussing more about that in the upcoming months.
All right, and also, um, of course, some of the investors who wants to invest on the game doesn't have that much time, right? So
Yeah.
if there's a scholarship program, actually Hayabusa is the one who asked this question. So if you have any scholarship program on this game.
So because of the nature of Icons of Stay is that the characters are very low cost. Like you can just acquire the characters for free. Like it's not like X, you need to it's hard to enter the game because it's so expensive for most players. So the whales end up loaning the characters. My concern about the scholarship program is that incentivize the presence of whales, and that's what exactly we were talking about a few minutes ago, like how to avoid whales to dominate games. One thing I have and I'm gonna use X as a good example because it's the biggest game out there. Most of the X's are in ownership of whales, like people who won 500, 1,000, 2,000 X's, and they give to players to play. Having too many X's, in control of a kind of a privileged elite, which I called, it's complicated for the in-game economy. However, I understand the concerns that players not having time, kind of they want to generate sort of passive income. So we are studying sort of a rental system for the sigils that you can attach on your characters. So let's say a player with who invested more in the game, but want to generate more income, which again, we understand, like it's a valid way to enjoy Icons of Tea as well. And this player had a lot of crafted sigils. They can rent the sigils, like high level sigils. They can rent the sigils to normal players, and they receive, of course, a fee. So it's gonna be like sort of indirect scholarship, but also not like someone done like something done externally. It's something that can be done on the platform. I think a lot of you are maybe familiar with Splinterlands, and Splinterlands has like this card rental
Yeah.
system, but you use the cards to play the game. So it's a little difference here that you will not gonna be able, like you don't need to rent the cards to play the game. You just need to rent the kind of the mechanism that affects your play to earn. But again, excellent question and something that we're gonna be sharing a lot of information about in the next months.
Yeah, and I think that will be better if you will be having scholarship in the future, because you know how Axie became really this huge in the Philippines, because um, some of my countrymen is not doesn't have really that money to invest on the game, so they are, you know, um, relying on the scholarship program. So I think it's better if you'll have that in the future.
Something like, of course, like no, again, still very early in the project, a lot to come. The game's gonna only be releasing 10 months from now.
Mhm.
Although obviously we're gonna have like testing periods, to start like the pre-sale of the first edition NFTs. So there's still a lot to come and still a lot to be announced.
Yeah. And another question from, I don't know his name. He's it's written in a Chinese name. So his question is, how are you going to value your early investors?
So for early investors, obviously, is the incentives maybe a little bit different than other games. Axie, obviously, if you have like the first Axes, you can just breed them and just multiply your investment. For us, we go for a more natural approach. Again, I like to use a Pokemon example because I think it suits well here. If you purchase like the first Pokemon cards in the 90s, like the Charizard and got the first edition, these are like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth. But they don't offer any in-game differences, like advantages. It's just like because it's a rare item, they just printed a certain amount, and as more people start playing and collecting Pokemon cards, obviously they got more expensive. So that's the approach we have here with the skins, the cosmetics. We're gonna be selling next month, and I can reveal something about that. We're gonna be selling skins in 4 different rarities: common, rare, epic, and legendary. They don't offer again any game advantage. It's just the appearance is different. The common skin is only gonna be a different color to the character clothing, to the normal one, to the base one, just a different like character clothing. But skins like the legendary ones, they're gonna be like completely different, view of the character, different outfit, animations in the game, pretty fancy looking. But we're gonna limit the legendary skins. You're gonna only be able to buy like a little more than 200 of them. And again, after 200 are sold, we're never selling them again. That means that if you have managed to acquire one of these, and as the game grows in popularity over the years, of the months and years, imagine how much it's gonna be literally your first edition Charizard. And as more players enjoy the game, as more players are having fun, and more players entering the game, we expect the value of these skins to grow immensely. And the sigil system itself as well. You can start crafting the sigils and sell and rent them as you earn more. Because if you craft the embeds, you can generate more income. For generating more income, you have more higher level embeds that you can craft, in the sigils, and you can sell all of them for potential profit as well, or rent them to other players. And obviously, if you enter earlier, you know, is a better choice because that's where you can kind of generate most income. And as well, when you play the game, we're gonna be unlocking the play to earn tokens on a monthly basis. So obviously, at the start, with less player available, you're gonna be splitting sharing the tokens with a lower game, a smaller game player base. So obviously, you're gonna be generating more income at the start. But yeah, excellent question. However, and no, I'm happy to talk about that like more detail later.
Will you be releasing any packs like the packs that you're selling in the
Yep.
future?
We are gonna have like next month two different sales. First is the skins. Like we have 7 characters right now we are releasing. So we're gonna be releasing one skin of each. 2 common skins, 2 rare skins, 2 epic skins, and 1 legendary skin. But we're gonna be selling the 7 initial icons in a pack. And these icons are gonna have like a special first edition tag and other in-game advantages. No, sorry, not in-game advantages. Sorry, other cosmetic advantages. Like they are exactly the same as other icons. No pay to win here, but it's just like their rarity comes in their cosmetic changes. So again, the first edition Charizard thing here. So you can, but next month you're gonna be able to acquire 7 characters already from the NFT sale, and when the game releases, you are gonna be right away be able to play with these characters you acquire.
And
So NFT
oh,
and
sorry.
yeah, NFT. Sorry, yeah, NFT and the skin sale, both of them happening end of January.
Yeah, and Carlo Fernandez is asking how much is the cheapest. Um, yeah, the
I'm
cheapest skin.
yeah, I'm still like kind of close the prices. But I may need to like just to give like no, I didn't release this yet, so you're the first one to hear that. The common skin we are planning to between $15 to $20. So as you can see, not extremely high compared to other games. And the NFT pack with the 7 initial characters is not gonna be higher than $50. So
Awesome.
to give like a good overview about the pricing instead, like the legendary skins, which is gonna be very rare, are gonna be a little higher, obviously. But like basically, people can able to acquire NFTs for for a lower price. Again, because we wanna make sure that everyone can play the game, everyone can enjoy the game. So we are keeping the price fairly low compared to other projects
Wow, that's only $20. So guys,
for a
make sure
skin.
to um, write that down on January, right?
Yeah, we still gonna announce the date, but yeah, probably the end of January. So around $20 one common skin and the pack with 7 characters, which then you can play the game. All right, like when released, we have 7 characters, around $50. So it's like $7 per character. As I mentioned, we want to keep the values low, and make sure that it's like Salim just wrote there, is very affordable. And that's like one of our core values as a company, that the game's affordable, that the game's accessible by the biggest amount of players possible. So for that end, we are keeping everything very safe and affordable.
All right, that's great. And for you guys who stayed on this live for how many hours? I mean, how many minutes now? There's actually an announcement for a giveaway from Mr. Gee, right?
Yes. So we have like we are running an announcement on a giveaway with Dalarin's community. I actually gonna place on the chat here myself here. Just put it here. Like I think you can kind of copy and paste. But the NFT that just like mentioned, like you guys can earn them through like this giveaway. So there's some giveaways we are distributing to the community. So feel free to check it out. Like make sure like kind of to join our socials, to share more about like Icons of Theia, because then you guys can earn some cool stuff. One more thing that I think was asked, and I want to mention a little bit. We are creating, and I announced today to my community on Discord, but we are making the game on Polygon initially, because of the very low gas fees and carbon neutrality. There's a lot of other explanations why we're going for Polygon, but I obviously also can share that a little later. Just being kind of also revealing a little bit more about like our ecosystem as well. So we are working very closely to the Polygon team in promoting and announcing Icons of Theia. So expect some very cool stuff in January.
Wow, yeah, that's really nice because you chose Polygon. Gas fee is really cheap.
Yes,
And
super.
let me find other questions here. No gas fees. It has a gas fee, but it's Not that expensive.
It's literally $0.00005. So
Yeah.
like 1 cent of a cent, around like 5 cents of a cent, let's say. The gas fee. So for the ones we use like on Ethereum, it's much better. Even BSC, I like BSC. BSC is a very simplistic one. It's very easy to onboard. And I know that a lot of like the Filipino community, like they play games on BSC. But sometimes like there's a gas spikes, and again, we are talking about like very low cost NFTs here, like $20, $10. So have like even like a $1 gas fee is already 10% of the whole like price. So it's not something not what we want. Just like like Golden asked about Android and iOS. So we're gonna be releasing the game Q4 next year. And I have to announce it's gonna be on PC, Android, and iOS. So it's gonna be like on everything. So that I think like now is a big news for the ones who wanna play on mobile, because it's a turn-based strategy game. You can easily play that on mobile without any problems. You just like it actually is pretty good to play on mobile. If you guys like to play auto chess like TFT for example, it's a pretty good game to play on mobile. So kind of that's what we have here in store for Icons of T as well.
Yeah, that's right. Um, Luis is actually asking to join LDX. Are you with LDX team right now?
LTX, like Daryl, like he's a great guy, and his community, like is the best. So big shout out to the LTX community. You guys rock, and you guys like there's so many people like, from the LTX community on our Discord, on our Telegram. So a big shout out to everyone, and yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you a lot.
Hey, LDX, shout out. Actually, I know that. I know the guy. My name is Daryl too, and
Really?
yeah, we have the same name, so I know him.
Yeah, he's a great guy as well. Like, helping a lot. Like his expertise has been, super, super great to touch the project. So big shout out to the LTX esports community in the Philippines. And I hope for everyone in the Philippines, I hope like you guys are safe after the terrible typhoon this week. Um, so this last week, right? So I hope like everyone is fine and safe. I know you guys got hit very hard, and sending my best to you. I'm actually in Germany right now, like in my parents' house, and they live like very close. There was a terrible flooding as well in the summer here. I was like driving by, like a lot of stuff like still destroyed. So yeah, I know like know how bad it can be. So hope everyone is safe and well.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear those guys on part of our country. They're in Visayas region, and I hope you will recover and stay strong, guys.
And the
And
community is always here for you as well.
yeah, we are always here. And one more question, Hayabusa. How many days is the ROI? Are we able to determine?
That's a very like hard question to determine right now. And honestly, I don't like using these terms again. I think a little dangerous as well, like to kind of promise like return of investment and sort of things. Like we are a game first and foremost. We want to create like a game community based on a game, and like everything like the values of a game, like a fun, accessibility, competitivity. I understand that people are gonna be playing like to generate income, but I'm not in a position to say such things. Is about to the player, to the person to to check it out, see like if the game fits to them, if they're enjoying the game as well, and then like they can play the game the way they want. But you're never gonna see us like like a token, expect like 100, 1000x return, like other games do. We don't like doing that. I think that's like again, it leads to a kind of a toxic mentality where people are expecting like a very high return very fast, and when something happens that can be achieved, the community gets very affected. So for the sake of creating a healthy community, we are not making any assumptions on return of investment, on token price, or anything else.
Yeah. And if you're going to promise those days, those return of investment, that's actually a false promise because we
Yeah,
never know.
you never know.
Crypto cryptocurrency is volatile, guys. You already know that. So let's just go ahead to the next question. How confident is your team that you're gonna meet your schedule on your roadmap?
Well, our team, like now, we have been working together for 2 years. We create a very successful fantasy platform with almost 200,000 users. We develop everything from zero. We started working the project in July, so like my two co-founders are the ones who set the roadmap development wise. We have full confidence on them. But that's why we said we set very realistic dates, as you can see. We're not promising the game next month, not even the month after. We are taking like our time to create a good, enjoyable, and fun game. And that's why we set our roadmap as it is. That's why we have the game release only on Q4 22 and alpha only Q2. So it's still is a little bit far away because we don't want to deliver any incomplete game, any unfun game. We want to make sure we release a high quality, high level project for everyone to be able to fully enjoy. So after our private sale finalizes, we're gonna be hiring further developers and artists. That's gonna know everything on our roadmap, and they're gonna be helping fulfilling our vision for this project. But I'm here to hold me accountable that we have this roadmap and we are intending to follow that as it is to make sure as we are creating as I said, Kenneth just wrote there, a polished instead of rushing project. And that's, I think, is going to be the future of blockchain gaming. Polished projects. I feel like so many projects like that are so rushed. That's why they're not good. They're not fun. And people just play for the investment. And as when the game doesn't become more lucrative, they just leave and the game just bursts. So we're taking our time here, but that's why we are starting already to create a community to introduce the world of Theia. So now, if you guys want to check out the website, we have our teaser. We have more information about the characters, the lore. But let's say it's gonna be a very fun year next year. Yeah, so right away, I think Luis wrote, skin transferable. Yes, it can be sold on a marketplace. Yes, it is its own NFT, so you can do whatever you want with that NFT. So that's why if you acquire a legendary skin very early, for X dollars, you can later on sell in the market for a higher price potentially. But because we believe in full asset ownership, all NFTs, the characters, the skins, the sigils, and the sigil forges are full transferable and can be sold on our internal marketplace that we're creating.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm actually, I'm kind of overthinking about the click to earn games versus this kind of games. So, you know,
Yeah.
I just want the community to know that if you are really here and wanting to play to earn rather than clicking to earn, well, it's actually better if you will find games like this where you will enjoy while earning rather than clicking and earning, right?
Um, and not even clicking to earn some of them. You just watch the screen, whatever happens there. Nice.
Yeah.
Come on, this is not I have a hard time even calling that a game. I'm a huge gamer. I have been playing games for 25 years plus. I struggle to even call these games game. I still call them blockchain projects. And that's not what we want here. We want to make something that everyone's enjoying, a quality one. And again, that's the future of blockchain in the gaming space. We see big companies big game companies planning AAA games on the blockchain. That's the future of the space. It's not this a clicking stuff or this auto battling stuff. This is not, they're not sustainable. And we can talk back in a few months, but I believe that most of these games out there right now, they're not gonna survive next year. I see games like Tetan Arena, for example. Tetan Arena is a good game. It's fun. I was playing that. I didn't even check how many tokens I made because I played that for some hours. It was fun. It was pretty interesting. Of course, I need to buy the characters, the other ones, and but on a base level, I was having fun. I didn't even again, I didn't even check how many tokens I made. So that's projects like that in Arena. These are the kind of games that are gonna shape our industry, blockchain, and blockchain, like, in the game space for years and years to come. So that's why, like, if you're here for, like, a fun, enjoyable, fair game, while having the chance to, like, generate revenue, I think, like, you're, gonna feel at home on Icons of Tia.
Yeah, that's right. And one of the community members actually commending you because he 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 write it down here, which is in Tagalog, and um let me he
I'm
told you
gonna end
that.
up having, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna end up having to learn Filipino actually to talk to you guys better.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and he's commending you because he said that you really know what you're talking about, unlike other
Thank you.
developers, because they've been watching AMA sessions from other YouTubers. This is actually my second time. This is my first time in having an AMA session in English,
Oh,
and you know, it's a different experience for me.
well, I've been great, man. Like a great host as well. I appreciate a lot. I didn't know, like, first time in English, but yeah. Again, I'm probably gonna have to learn Filipino sometime in the future. When I have a little more time, like, a break from developing the game. But no, I appreciate, like, here, like, that's why, like, me and the whole team, we are super transparent. Like, whenever question you have, like, you can reach to us, like, on social media, on Discord and Telegram especially, and ask right away. We're not afraid to answer any questions. I know very well how many audience out there, when you ask controversial questions on Discord, you get banned. No, not for us. You are able to ask whatever you want because we don't have anything to hide here. We are a game company. We are a game developer. We are game studios, first and foremost. We are making a game, and we are making a legitimate game project. And whatever question anyone has, like, you're free to go for it. Any plans to enter metaverse, right away. We have something called, like, let's say, a faction wars, beautiful faction wars. It basically is like a sort of mini metaverse itself. But on a high level, let's say that we are planning different games around the Icons of Theia universe,
Hmm.
that you're gonna be able to play different types of, like, enjoy games, like, not only the strategy game that we're creating, but more in the future. And even better, the community will be able to create their own mini games and stuff. Um, I don't know if that's too long ago, but I don't know if you guys know about Warcraft 3 modding. Back in the day, like
Warcraft.
20 years ago, Warcraft 3, the modding, like, there was like an open mods for you could create for Warcraft 3, and people create like some pretty awesome mods back then, 20 years ago. And one of these mods was called Defense of the Ancients, and I think, like, a lot of you gonna recognize his name.
Dota.
So Dota. Dota was created from a Warcraft 3 mod, a strategy game mod, and that's how we started MOBAs in general. MOBAs, the whole MOBAs, like Dota, League of Legends, and everything else, started from a Warcraft 3 mod. Mod. So basically, that's what we want to do here. We're gonna create, like, a full, like, kind of like be able to, for the community to create mods,
Mm-hmm.
other games around the Icons of Theia universe, and then release to the community and be able to kind of transform them in their own NFTs. So the community can also, like, the developers who make the mods can also generate income based on the mods they create. So kind of that's our vision for metaverse. So we're gonna have a lot to talk about that soon. But on a base level, that's what we are aiming for, and for the next several years. So imagine, like, 5 years from now, playing, like, not only Icons of Theia, but other games around the same universe, but also playing mods created by the community in the Icons of Theia universe, just like the good old Warcraft 3.
Yeah, some of the community is actually knowledgeable about Dota because a lot of Filipinos actually play that game.
I know very well
And
that as well. I work in this space. I know you guys are crazy for Dota.
yeah, and right now they are now transferred to Mobile Legends. I'm just wondering if you can also build those that kind of game, MOBA game, like 5v5.
We're thinking about that already. So later on is honestly is a much more complex game to create because it requires much more like development resources, and it's very hard to make a good MOBA, let's say.
Yeah.
But yes, for sure, we have our current characters like no, like the guys here from the chat know Selena or Tomo, for example. That some of the characters we've revealed already. Imagine not only using them, using your NFTs, not only to play the strategy Icons of Theia game, but also play the MOBA version of Icons of Theia using the same NFT. So using the same characters you have right now, you're gonna be able to acquire next month already. You're gonna be able to play a future MOBA game in 3-4 years from now, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So and other games, that's what our vision for the. I don't call that a metaverse, but I call kind of like the Icons of Theia universe metaverse in this case, and that's what we are aiming for. That's why we're here for years. I want to see like an Icons of Theia MOBA in 5 years from
Yeah.
now. I want to see a MOBA. I'm crazy for MOBAs, and let's see.
Yeah, use those characters that you build in Icons of Theia and then just migrate it on the MOBA because they love MOBA.
Precisely,
But I think it's
precisely.
difficult to integrate MOBA in blockchain, right?
I know that League of Legends, they have a very interesting project there. I'm following them very closely to see like what they're developing for MOBA. I'm very curious to see. As I said, it's not easy. It's gonna be. That's why I'm so curious to see if that actually even is possible. So we went with a strategy game because like we love strategy games, but development wise is simpler than a MOBA. So I'm really curious to see how the space are gonna shape up to be. But if everything works out well, we can maybe see like IoT MOBA, IoT RPG, IoT fighting game, like all these things like Street Fighter style, or like Smash style, like in the next years. So that's our vision to the metaverse on Icons of Theia, to create like several games under this IP, and where the community also gonna have like be able to also create the games themselves and share to the rest of the community.
Yeah, that's right. I believe the community is really satisfied with all of your answers, and you answered all of their questions really professionally, and they are all satisfied. And they know that you already know what you're talking about, because you're knowledgeable about everything that about your the future of Icons of Theia. And so, are we going to have like the giveaway right now?
But the giveaway is already taking place. Let me share one more time actually. So the giveaway which I shared here, it's gonna be ended on Friday for
Mm-hmm.
Christmas Eve. It's only for the Dalarin community.
All
So
right.
so it's for you guys only. Actually, it's not like something for. Just let me. I'm copying here, but I'm sorry. I'm working on a laptop, and actually it's too small for me to.
All
The
right,
keys.
guys,
So
you are
here, like here's the
lucky.
Icons of Theia Dalarin TV giveaway.
Uh huh.
It's for you guys only. Check out the link there, and we are like. Let me just like confirm what we are giving exactly here. But from what I remind, we are giving away 5 prizes. Um, 2 winners are gonna receive a character, the NFT pack, like the 7 characters I was mentioned, plus a rare skin, and which is valued in $50. So $100 worth of prizes for 2 winners, and a character pack and a common skin, which here I put at 25, but yeah, so $75 pack as well.
Wow.
So a lot of stuff for you guys to grab here. So make sure to enter the giveaway, to follow us on social media, and to refer more friends, because you get a lot of entries, 50 entries by referring friends. So make sure to bring more friends to join the giveaway, because then you're gonna have a higher chance winning everything.
All right,
So
guys. So for those who wants to join the giveaway, make sure to check the Gleam. I will
One
be
more time.
putting it on the description. Guy will be sending it to me, I think, right?
Already sent for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
already sent.
So I will be putting it on the description box. You just need to check it there and make sure to do everything that um, Icons of Theia want you to, wanted to request on that Gleam so that you will be able to join the giveaway.
Amazing stuff. Yeah, feel free. And if you have any questions regarding the giveaway, just send me a message on Discord. I'm gonna be happy to answer.
All right, and I think there's no question. Is there any other questions there, guys, on the chat?
Final chance.
Final question. Let's go, guys. Ask the best question. This is the last question that Guy will be answering.
Or some wins, let's say. Yeah, Golden already got like NFT gift from one of our other giveaways. Yeah, another thing, like no, we are having a lot of giveaways. So like we have more giveaways coming up for Christmas
Mhm.
on Discord and Telegram. So make sure to join there. Yes, we have a New Year giveaway coming up soon. I'm gonna be announcing everything in the next 2 days. So yeah, make sure to stay active on our socials because there's more stuff. And I'm gonna probably for Christmas now, I'm gonna be giving away a legendary skin. So these ones are pretty good. So pretty rare. So make sure to join about it. Um, I have a question. There's a question about staking there.
Yeah, staking.
Amazing question. Yes, I want to talk about staking. So we have on our tokenomics 25% gonna be allocated to staking, and you're gonna be able to stake your tokens, your governance tokens on top of it to generate like passive income. So another reason for kind of like after the game's release to already acquire like the governance token because you're gonna be able to like 25% allocated only for staking is actually the highest I have ever seen in any game. So that's something pretty interesting there. We're not gonna have, however, currently planned staking for the NFTs. So I think like League of Legends, they are doing staking for the skins. We're not doing that, however, because there are some complications in the economy regarding that. I definitely want to see how they are addressing that. But for us, we decided a little more comfortable. Just take the token and leave the skins to be something purely cosmetic. Otherwise, they can bring some complications to the community. Sorry, to the economy of the game. But yeah, thanks for the second question. I want to talk about that.
All right, so it's not pay to win, guys. We are lucky because it's not pay to win. And is there any other question here? Yeah, the Discord, guys. If you want to join their Discord, I have it on my previous review of Icons of Theia, but I will also add it on the description here. So no worries.
I also already just sent the link here on the chat.
All
So
right, perfect.
send Discord.
Yeah. So let's just search for other question here because I know that you're tired, Guy.
It's 3 p.m. here, so in the middle of the day. So it's not like that late here.
Oh, okay.
I mean Germany, so it's pretty okay.
Hey, I just want to ask, why did you transfer to Korea?
Yeah. So why I'm leaving Korea, right? I have a Korean wife. Very simple reason.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
she works in Korea, so I work remotely. Our company is like I like to call our company also is decentralized. Our team is like all around the world, and because like I work remotely, my wife works in a Korean company, so we live in Korea. But right now, like we are in Germany for Christmas, and in January, like January 2nd, we are flying back to Korea.
Wow, that's awesome. Do you already know how to speak in Korea? Like, 안녕하세요.
I have been living there for 2.5 years, so yeah, my Korean is quite decent, not fluent, but I can handle myself in Korea quite well.
All right, yeah. It's
A
really
lot of Korean drums help as well.
and it's difficult to learn their language. You must be a multi-language or yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
how to
you
call
kind
that.
of have to be when you live in different countries and need to work in English. It's kind of like a prerequisite be able to speak different languages. In this like especially in this world like blockchain world, everything's so globalized. Let's say speaking more languages definitely helps.
Yeah, especially if you're with crypto, because I think crypto is banned in Korea, right?
It's not banned, but if you want to buy crypto in Korea, you only can buy in Korean platforms. So even the
Oh,
price is a little different there because there's so many interest in Korea. So Ethereum and other crypto prices actually is 5 to 6% higher in Korea than other countries. But you also, as a Korean, you can't buy from outside of Korea. And as a foreigner, even me living in Korea, I can't use Korean exchanges. So actually, I have some some stuff there, Polygon, for example, that I purchased I purchased with my wife. So that's a very interesting matter in Korea. But the crypto industry in Korea is huge.
yeah.
We have some investors from Korea. Like I think like we have already announced, but we one of our main investors is Hashed, who are the pretty much the first investor to X Infinity, to Decentraland, and to Sandbox. So they are working like with us very closely, and they're from Korea.
Yeah, and I know that they have their own NFT game. It's really popular right now. It's the Mir 4 NFT game.
Mir Forest, right? Yeah, it's a Korean company from we made very familiar with that company as well. Let's say.
Yeah, we mix. And yeah, speaking of Mir 4, I remember there's a lot of bots on that NFT game. How can you know, ban those bots in entering your game?
A very technical question, and we are working on technical solutions for that, but we are still very early on development. But yeah, definitely something we are keeping very close track. We want to use like only the best to avoid botting. And the good thing about this game, however, Icons of Tea is a strategy game. So you can't just expect like a bot to kind of we know that chess, for example, they're like very advanced AIs who can play chess pretty well. But on our game, we don't expect like people are gonna be able to bot the game and win the game, because the strategy required to think and win the game is gonna be quite advanced, and you require very sophisticated AI technology to be able to play the game well. So normal bots, which like those botters use, they can even play the game. So if you play against a bot, good for you, you're gonna win the game. So that way that I don't expect to see very much botting. But even in this case, we are like kind of be addressing that very, very seriously. Make sure that everyone who is playing the game are actual humans, because it's not enjoyable to play the game.
Yeah,
Best example is League of Legends. You let's say a bot can play League of Legends. You
yeah,
can't see a bot playing League of Legends. So yeah, and yeah, bots can play chess and they can play Icons of Theia. So we gotta make sure that that also that happens here.
yeah. That's actually right. Even in Mobile Legends, if we are against bots, we kill them fast. So that's what Guy is referring to.
Precisely. Yeah, MOBAs in general, right? Like Dota, Legends as well. Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, and this is a strategy game, so we all know what that is.
Precisely. That makes much harder, for bots to succeed. But it's a
Right.
very important concern, and one which we are taking very seriously.
That's right. Yeah, and there's no question here left to ask. You've been answering, you answered all of the questions, and they are all satisfied about your question. I mean, or all your answers.
And that's what I wanted to hear. So that's why I'm here on the DMA8, to make sure everyone is happy with the answers. And if you think about other questions, Discord your place. We have sections there where you can ask us anything on Discord. So make sure to join and send your question there as well.
Yeah, that's right. Join their Discord, guys, if you have any other question. And I think that's it. Do you have any other things to say to the community?
Um, Yeah, first, obviously, I'm actually surprised, overwhelmed in some ways, like the support so far. We are still like kind of very early in development. We are still didn't even announce dates for NFT sales and anything, but I didn't expect us to build a big community right away. So I really appreciate everyone for like being part of our great community. And I appreciate everyone joining today for the amazing questions. It shows that you're caring about the game already, and that means a lot to me and for the rest of my team, because as I mentioned, it has been a dream of us to create like a game, and seeing you guys like so kind of like already passionate about the game, like what we're gonna be offering, it really really means a lot to me, and I really hope we can provide you with a quality game, an enjoyable game, and one that you are able to own everything you acquired, you purchase in the game, as well as giving the community ownership of our game. So that's what we want. Thank you everyone for joining, and wish you happy holidays. And let's take everyone 1 week break. I'm sure gonna be taking 1 week break next week, but starting January again, gonna be fun.
All right, yeah, it will be fun. And guys, Icons of Theia, watch out for this game.
Thank you everyone.
All right, guys, that's it, and we are out. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you. Merry
Thank you for
Christmas. Bye
listening.
bye.
Yeah, goodbye, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.